So when I made this piece, all of my work kind of has a relationship to photography, and I became really interested in the kind of nascent internet in this time period, 1994. And at that time, there was not a graphical browser that one could look at images and pictures and all that. So this piece is made from a service called CompuServe, which is, I don't think, around any longer. And so the way that one had to sort of navigate that world was through text and dial-up modem. And so I found within the photography section of CompuServe, there was a folder called Plain Brown Wrapper. And these are 644 keywords that describe every picture of women that was in this plain brown wrapper. And I was just really interested in the relationship to language and image. So I downloaded this list as a kind of found object, and then I alphabetized it. And I had, it was called a word processor. A word processor speak it, which is why each word is highlighted as the voice. The voice is Victoria. At the time, her name was Victoria High Quality, Apple's first voice. So I married Victoria High Quality with this text. And since it has no punctuation, the cadence of the piece was created by those two things coming together and making a new form. And that's how I work, is sort of with chance and residue and finding things and putting them together. And so that's alphabetically structured. If anyone has any questions.
There's occasional pauses in the voice.
It's completely due to processing speed. So as I said, the tenor of this piece, the cadence, the poetry and how the voice speaks it, is literally a 1994 Apple computer trying to make sense of this text without any punctuation. And serendipitously, it ends with "You're young, you're youthful," which, I mean, I couldn't have planned that. You know, that's what I think is so interesting about mining these things, is you come across this stuff and it's right there.
There were also lots of different other kinds of serendipitous moments, like I know silky stockings were right next to each other. Right?
Yeah, stockings. And there are words that repeat because for some reason they just repeated in that form. And there are misspellings, and I left those, like naturel is spelled with an EL at the end, and the voice pronounces it naturel instead of natural. But it's a funny, I mean, I was also really interested in how the text as a sort of poem combines technological words like bit by camera, I know this by heart. Camera, capture, cascading. So it's sort of combining the idea of optics, looking, gaze, the history of photography, women, and technology stuff.
Why do you know it by heart? Do you perform it, or just on the phone?
I've heard it since 1994.
Use it as a base for like poetry reading?
Yeah, no, actually I haven't. I showed it, when I first showed the piece, it was a projection through speakers, and some people thought it was my voice speaking it, although the voice is an interesting voice to me because although she was high quality at the time, I captured her in a very mono way. I made this piece in a really basic way. But, yeah, did I answer your question? Okay.
Did you see the old room?
No, we haven't seen that yet. We're going back for the rest of the tours. Yeah.
So interesting, the inflections of the voice, depending on the vowel shape, or it definitely has there's one section where the voice races all the way up here, and then she goes back.
Yeah.
It's so
Oh, anyway, to answer your question, someone thought that was me speaking it. But yeah, it's that voice. But yeah, I think the tones are super fascinating, or for me anyway, as an artist, that's the way that I like to work, is having these kind of accidents happen. And I think that having this be such an old piece, that at that time there was this kind of way that people thought that artists maybe couldn't use technology and introduce chance into it. Like technology seems so rigid, and I think that there's always this kind of residue that's interesting in systems.
we'll step outside.